Good morning, students. This class belongs to 7th IIT students, and the subject of mathematics. We have a volume 1 and volume 2. In volume 1, there are 4 lessons are there, and one is number system and surds and logarithms and geometry. Volume 1. In volume 1, there are 4 lessons: number system, first one is number system, second one is surds, third one is logarithms, and fourth one is geometry. There are 4 lessons in volume. In second volume, some lessons are there. First of all, you are going to learn in volume 1 lessons. In volume 1, number system, surds and logarithms and geometry. So after the 4 lessons, now we are going to learn about number system. Number system. So you are already familiar with number system in your lower classes. I mean 6th class, 5th class, and we know that digits. What are the digits? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the digits we have. So how can you get the numbers? So the numbers are formed by the digits. Numbers. For example, numbers. We can make the number by using these digits. How many digits are there? There are 10 digits. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you want to make a number, these are the 1. This is 1 digit number. That means 1 digit number. I am writing 12. 12 is 2 digit number. Ones, tens. And for example, 145. 3 digit number. Ones, tens, hundreds. Ones, tens, hundreds. Ones, tens, hundreds. These are the numbers. And in numbers, we have some type of numbers. What type of numbers? We know that 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. So the numbers are classified in different sets, like natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, then real numbers, up to real numbers. And we know that natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, and real numbers. we have these numbers and ration numbers, whole numbers, ration numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, and real numbers. Finally, real numbers. So, and we have a decimals. How can we get the decimals? Decimals are getting from the rational numbers. Decimal numbers and recurring numbers, non-recurring numbers, and decimals, final decimals, recurring numbers, non-recurring numbers, and natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, real numbers, and decimals we have. And finally, learn one by. So we are going to learn one by one. First of all, rational numbers. Natural numbers. Natural numbers. The counting numbers. Counting numbers we can write like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on. Natural numbers, whole numbers. And the natural numbers are, make a set. Natural numbers are set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on. And the smallest number is here. Smallest number equal to 1 here. Smallest number equal to 1. And the largest number can't be determined. Why so cannot? So 1 is the smallest number. In natural numbers. But the largest number, which is continuous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, so on. So cannot determine the last number or largest numbers. The smallest number is 1 in natural number. The largest numbers cannot be determined. And we can show the natural numbers on a number line. This is the number line, and we can show that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Here 1 is smallest natural number, and the largest number cannot be determined. And the numbers are increasing in the natural numbers, the numbers are increasing by 1, 2, 3 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is increasing like this. This is the numbers, natural numbers. Next one is whole numbers. Next one is whole numbers, including the natural numbers, including zero. The natural numbers including zero are called whole numbers. Whole numbers. Whole numbers, bracket W. The whole numbers are denoted by W. In natural numbers are denoted by N. The whole numbers denoted by W. The W equal to set of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on. Here 0 is the smallest whole number. Whole number. 0 is the smallest whole number, and the largest number cannot be determined. Largest number cannot be determined. Here also the largest number cannot be determined. The whole number, in a whole number, the smallest whole number is 0. The smallest whole number equal to 0. The largest number cannot be determined. And we can also show the whole numbers on a number line like that. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on. This is the number line. This is the number line. The smallest whole number is 0. The smallest whole number is 0. The largest whole number cannot be determined. The largest whole number cannot be determined. Natural numbers are the subset of whole numbers. Why? Because natural numbers are insisted in whole numbers. So whole set of whole numbers equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on. So here from 1 to so on, natural numbers. So we can say that natural numbers are the subset of whole numbers. We can show that natural numbers subset of whole numbers as a symbolic. Natural numbers are subset of whole numbers. Next, natural numbers, whole numbers after integers. integers are commonly denoted by z. Integers are denoted by z, and we have a positive we have a 0 and positive numbers, but we need negative numbers including 0 and positive numbers, and negative numbers are called integers. So we can take, for example, integers has 0, positive numbers, and negative numbers. And the integers are denoted by z. Z equal to set of -5, so on, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on. So observe the set here. Negative numbers, zero, positive numbers. Just observe here negative numbers in the set, 0 and positive numbers. The integers include negative numbers and positive numbers and 0. And we can show the integers on a number line like -0, -1, -2, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, so on, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on. This is the number line. The representation of number lines. The representation of integers on a number line. The representation of integers on a number line. Here, pause. Here, negative numbers. This is 0. Positive numbers. These are positive, these are negative. This is the representation of integers on a number line. And we have, in set of integers, you can see the natural numbers, and up to here whole numbers, and you can see in integers natural numbers and whole numbers. That's why natural numbers and whole numbers are subset of integers, subset of integers. Natural numbers and whole numbers are subsets of integers denoted by Z. Subset means which are elements are in natural numbers or in integers, which are elements or numbers in whole numbers or in integer. So we can say that n subset of integers, w subset of integers, finally n subset of whole numbers. Whole numbers are subset of integers. Natural numbers subset of integers, whole numbers are subset of integers, and both are the subsets of integers. N subset of w, w subset of integers. Now next concept, existence of additive identity. Existence of additive identity. Now 0 is the additive identity of integers. 0 is the additive identity of integers. For example, a plus 0, 0 plus a equal to a. So 0 is the a is a integer, and also 0 is the additive identity, and the additive identity is existence to the integers. So we are talking about the integers. Why? Because natural numbers and whole numbers are the subsets of integers. Zero is the additive identity of integers. 0 is the additive identity of the integers. For any integer, a plus 0 equal to 0 plus a equal to a. So, for example, 3 plus 0, 0 plus 3 equal to 3. Minus 5 plus 0, 0 plus of minus 5 equal to minus 5. So when we add 0 to the any integer, again we got the same number here. So the 0 is added to the 3. What is the resultant value? 3. So the 0 is added to the minus 5. So we got the answer minus 5. So 0 is the additive identity of the integers. 3 plus 0, 0 plus 3 equal to 3. Minus 5 plus 0 equal to 0 plus of minus 5 equal to minus 5. So for any integer, for example, take 100 plus 0, 0 plus 100 equal to 100. Minus 500 plus 0, 0 plus of minus 500 minus 500. So 0 is the additive identity of the integers. That's why the existence of additive identity. So 0 is the additive identity, and a plus 0, 0 plus a equal to a for all integers. For all integers. For all integers. Okay. Now, existence of inverse. Existence of inverse. Existence of additive inverse. For an integer a, for an integer a, there exist another integer minus a, and a plus of minus a plus a equal to 0. For an integer a, another integer, there exists another integer minus a plus of minus a plus a equal to 0. When you got 0, a plus of minus a means a plus into minus minus, a both are cancelled, we got 0. So the existence of additive inverse is occurred for the integers. So we can say that minus a is the additive inverse. Minus a is the additive inverse. Additive inverse. For example, six plus of minus 6 plus 6 equal to 0. 6 plus into minus 6 plus 6 equal to 0. So minus plus into minus plus 6 minus both are cancelled, we got 0. So when you get the 0 as a resultant, when you add the minus integer to the integer, so minus value of the integer, so for any integer a, there exists another integer minus a. So minus a is the additive inverse. For example, 4 when you get 0, when plus minus 4, plus into minus, plus value and minus value both are cancelled, we got 0. So that's why the existence of additive inverse, minus a is the additive inverse of the for all integers. Existence of multiplicative identity. Next item. Existence of multiplicative identity. For integers a, there exists another integer 1. For integer a, there exists another integer 1. But the product of the integer and the 1, we got the same number. For example, for any integer, a into 1 equal to 1 into a equal to a. A into 1 equal to 1 into a equal to a. A into 1 equal to 1 into a equal to a. Here 1 is the multiplicative identity. 1 is the multiplicative identity. One is the multiplicative identity for all integers. For example, a into 1 into a equal to a. 5 into 1 equal to 1 into 5 equal to 5. And minus 9 into 1 into minus 9 equal to minus 9. 1 into minus 1 equal to minus 1 into 1 equal to minus 1. 1 into 5 into 1 into 5 equal to 5. So minus 9 into 1 into minus 9 equal to minus 9. 1 into minus 1 equal to minus 1 into 1 equal to 1. So 1 is the multiplicative identity. So 5 again here, what is the here? Integer 5. After multiplying 1, what is the value? 5. So the identity is occur. Here minus 9, after calculation we got minus 9. Here 1, after calculation we got minus 1 into 1 into minus 1. We got minus 1. So 1 is the multiplicative identity. So 0 is the additive identity. of integers and 1 is the multiplicative identity of integers. So 1 is the additive identity, and so 0 is the additive identity, 1 is the multiplicative identity of the integers. Next concept, fractions. Next concept, fraction. What is meant by fraction? Fraction is a part of a whole number. Fraction. A part of a whole. Part of a whole is called a fraction. Fraction. A part of a whole. For example, take a circle. Take the two parts of the circle and one part is shaded with the lines. Okay, the whole part is divided into two parts, part 1, part 2. This is, how many parts are there? 2 parts are there. How many parts are there in the circle? 2 parts. How many parts are shaded? 1. There are out of 2 parts, only 1 part is shaded, and out of 2 parts, how many parts are unshaded? Only 1 part. So this 1 by 2 represents shaded part. This 1 by 2 represents unshaded part. So circle is the taken as a whole. It is 1. So one part, the one whole is separated by 2 parts, and one is shaded and other one is unshaded. So shaded part is represented by 1 by 2, unshaded part is represented by 1 by 2, and 1 by 2. This is upper part and lower part. Up numerator and down part is called denominator. There are 2 parts in a fraction. Upper part and above part or below part. Above, or this is the line. Upper part, above part or below part. This is called numerator. This is called denominator. There are 2 parts in a fraction. For example, A by B. This is the line. This is above value, this is below value. This is called numerator. This is called denominator. And for another example, take a square. The square is divided into four parts. Like out of the four parts, only one part is shaded like okay. How many parts are there? There are four parts, and out of the four parts only one part is shaded. How many parts are there? 4. How many parts are shaded? Out of the four parts only 1. How many parts are unshaded? Out of the four parts, out of the four, 3 parts. 3 parts are shaded out of the 4 parts. Okay, this is shaded part is represented by 1 by 4, and unshaded parts are represented by 3 by 4. A by B is a fraction, and A here, B not equal to 0. A by B is a fraction. Here B not equal to 0. So B not, if B equal to 0, it's called infinity. Other one. Okay, in next class we are going to learn about types of fractions.